You go to Hackamania.
Yeah, or 300 or 30.
Or a six-pack.
Yeah.
Right. So, John has been talking a lot about, even though he's leaving the Dabbleverse, he is still going to get people arrested. He's still looking at lawsuits. He's got a couple guys that he is going to take down. And one of those, of course, is Shuley. And John has now decided that Shuley is cyberbullying him and that he needs to get law enforcement involved in this. So John gets a super chat on his show.
Now, I'm taking a picture of this, if this is actually the shitware. Because now this is a threat of cyber harassment and bullying.
Okay. Producer Chris, I want you to read the name of the channel, YouTube channel, that posted this super chat here.
We win, you lose, good day, chump.
Okay, so Shuley's channel is called the Shuley Network. Huh. And John goes, is this really Shuley? Like, obviously not. He's not even trying to pretend it's Shuley. But John, because he uses the Shuley logo, is like, I think I know who this is.
Classic Shuley.
And he's going to take a screenshot of this as evidence of cyber harassment and bullying.
When you return in a few weeks, the trolling and trashing will increase times 10. It will be brutal. See you soon. Can't wait. Okay. I just took a picture of that. I don't know if this is you. I believe there's a way for me to find out. I just don't know how to do it.
Okay. Could you imagine, and I can imagine, he shows up to the police station with like printouts of these things. Yeah, and look at right here. He said it's going to get 10 times worse when I come.
Mensa genius, 4D chess player, smart guy, college graduate, dumbass.
Back, that's harassment. That's a threat. They're just rolling their eyes at him.
How often do you think he's actually gone to the police or higher? Like, I know with us he called the FBI.
Right.
But, like, how often is he actually, versus him just being like, I'm going to go to the police?
I think he actually does call the police quite a bit.
I believe that is.
Yeah, I know he's filed the FBI report 3 times on Kate Meany.
Sure, of course.
His
girlfriend.
Yeah. Right, yeah, his girlfriend now. I mean, stole his phone.
This right here is the fastest, most powerful Wi-Fi I've ever used. So
Right.
Who was hanging out with him and Kate Meany the other night, and now they're buddies.
Yet another arch nemesis turned best friend.
Right, it happens all the time. So the thing that John's talking about here is when he was leaving the Tonight Show anniversary party.
Kate set him up good this time. What a loser.
Somebody videotaped his Mercedes leaving the parking lot and driving down the street. And Vince does some video editing techniques. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but he made it seem like John was going down the wrong side of the road and people were like honking their horns at him and whatever it was. And so he was trying to say that John was driving drunk, and I think there was more to it than that. And so because of this, John claims,
A lot of people do believe it's real. That's harming my character.
harming my character. So wait, John, this is a character? Fuck. I thought he was being.
John, you have no character. You are a moron. It's very difficult to prove with video how stupid you are. You do it best.
Realize this is a character that he's doing, the Stuttering John character.
Does it hurt his case that I only know it exists because of John?
Well,
Like, I didn't know it existed before John started telling me it existed?
right, no one watches VTM's program, but also does it hurt his case that he was definitely seen drinking beers all night and then getting into his car and driving? It's like, I can't believe he's saying that I was driving drunk. Like, oh, I can. It's kind of the only conclusion you can come to.
And even, I know the law about as well as John, but if Vince said he was drunk driving, then you'd have to prove John has never drunk drove, which seems impossible.
That's my character. I drive drunk.
But no, John's going to file against Vince.
Painkiller. At some point in Bessie, I'm going to file a fucking harassment suit against you. painkiller. You're bullying me. You're bullying someone who can't fight back. Because I don't have the funds. I don't have fucking $5 million in the bank, you fucking prick.
Hour, that's simple. Yeah.
Beer has made you simple.
Right, you lift it up, put it in your mouth, and you gulp it down. It's very simple. Correct.
Watch.
I think he means easy.
But also, like, John, as we've seen, John would be shit-faced when he slurs. He's like, "Yeah, I only drink 7 beers, which actually means that I drank 5, because as you know, one dissipates." But he's like slurring. He's all fucked up. So, like, congratulations, you can get him down the hatch, but it's not a great result.
Right. Yeah, you don't have good tolerance, as we've pointed out many times. In fact, last night, after John flew back to Cape Coral, he came online. I have some clips coming up, but it's over 3 hours, and there's a lot to get into because John gets wasted, and Clay comes on, and Clay's drinking, and it is a debacle. Thank you, John. The gift that keeps on giving. When we need it most, that's what John provides. I think he also made bank last night, too. I think everyone was watching and super chatting him.
He did. He set a record, I think he said.
Oh, that's awesome. So maybe that will encourage him to not go away because, as FKA Mommy asks right here, should she cancel? I mean, there's people who are signed up for his YouTube, his Patreon.
Oh, right.
He says he's leaving.
FK Mammy, my lady, should I cancel the membership or, well, I wouldn't cancel it yet because these are going to go behind the paywall. So
she's watching
I'd
right
wait till
now.
the first, I guess, or the second. Mm-hmm. Or maybe wait, see what happens. Maybe
God
3 or
damn
4
it, John.
months I'll come back with a different kind of show. Who knows? I don't know. I just know I want out.
At the show last night, he's playing a country song someone made for him, some AI thing.
Yeah.
And he's all proud of it for some reason. And he's like, should I play it again? And he pulls it up and he goes, but I might get a copyright strike. And then I can get my channel demonetized. He's like, do I want to chance it? He goes, nah, I better not. Like, John, you're leaving tomorrow. What do you care
Copyright
about
from
getting demonetized?
who? It's an AI John song.
Yeah, he has no clue what's going on in the world, obviously. But also, this whole thing is like, well, don't cancel your membership. You never know. Something might happen. And he's like, I'm not buying it for some reason.
I thought he was at least going to commit to it for like a week or 2. But that
Right.
tells me he's going to be back by Friday.
Into the screen and then comes back on the show. We find out why.
We have a little emergency going on here. I don't know what's going on. I'll tell you, we can't find Hitman Dan. Nobody. I'm starting to get worried. This is getting a little scary. That was one of my friends who's also fucking worried. I mean, we're all worried now. Not Jimmy's too. Oh, God, I hope nothing's happened. White people rule if you haven't noticed. JM, I don't notice that stuff.
John's very concerned about his good buddy from back when they were 10 years old. They've maintained this friendship. It's very important to John, this Hitman Dan guy.
So worried he won't even read racist comments in full.
Right. This is not the time or
breezes
the
through
place. I can't have that right now. I'm grieving Hitman Dan. We don't know what happened. But let's see how concerned he really is.
But I am worried about him. And you should be too. He's a good man.
I should be.
And I'm really getting nervous. We were just talking about going to his house. The only problem is, I can't break in. And I don't want to call the cops. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
They're handling too many of my other matters.
If nuts didn't see your mate's call, I'm getting fucking really worried. Sonny Melendez, mom neck injured after my visit, not from fall, yeah. Fucking hell. Oh, where is my friend Hitman Dan? Oh, where can he be? I'm really getting nervous.
Even when he's concerned, he can't stop entertaining us.
I know. When I get nervous, I sing.
I like to think that someday the nation will be singing that song as we hold a vigil for Hitman Dan.
He's really concerned about his friend Hitman Dan. Not enough to go to his house. Because what am I going to do? Ring the doorbell? Yeah. Knock.
Well, this came up. Was this from like yesterday or something?
The day before, yeah. Because yesterday he was to travel. Yeah.
Before Christmas, he was like, I haven't seen Hitman Dan. We're all worried about him.
Yep.
And then someone said, why don't you call his wife? Because we've all met his wife during the
Dawn of the
Atlantic
Dead.
City.
Yeah.
And John goes, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. Maybe I'll do that. But you didn't think of that?
Yeah, how concerned could he possibly be? Well, now he comes up with a solution to figure out what's going on with Dan.
Maybe I can call Jerry. He was a cop. I'm gonna call Jiggs, tell him to call Jerry. Have somebody.
And Dan. Because he was a cop. First off, that doesn't change anything.
No.
Being a cop doesn't mean you get to ring the doorbell harder. You know? So I don't know what that has to do with anything. But
Yeah,
also,
he's not on the lam.
right. Also, John's laziness knows no bounds. The idea that even when he was having his get together at Sales Place, his other friend was in charge of letting Hitman Dan know when and where they were getting together.
Correct.
He couldn't shoot a text. What is going on with Hitman Dan? What is happening here?
Well, you may remember that John was in charge of Facebook.
Right, that's right.
So
I'll cover
John posted
Facebook.
on Facebook, yeah.
I'm wondering, hear me out, is it possible that Dan finally discovered the Dabbleverse and went, this guy's a piece of shit. I don't want to be this guy's friend anymore.
I speculate no, based on my little knowledge of Hitman Dan.
Yeah.
I think
He's
he's
ride or
kind of,
die.
he seems like kind of also a piece of shit. But
Yeah, no, he's ride or die. You're right about that.
yeah.
Okay, so the next day after this, he's in an airport. He does a show from the airport for a while. Not a lot of video, just kind of talking to his phone. For some reason, he has a 3-hour layover traveling from New York City to Fort Myers.
Sure.
Now, I travel
It's a 2-hour flight. And a 3-hour layover is crazy.
to Fort Myers quite a bit, a lot of times through New York City, because I can't go direct from Rochester, but New York has direct flights to everywhere. And if you want to go to a city, New York's a great place to start from, because there's a direct flight to it.
I'd
How
like
the
to
fuck
check
is
you
this
there. They have flights most places, not Florida, though. I've heard the New York to Florida line is very
Well, I
obscure.
talked about this at Point Dale Point. Cardiff looked it up. He's like, yeah, there's 3 more flights today. And that was it was in the afternoon. It's like they're flying there all the fucking time. And John, because he's, probably has to find the cheapest possible flight. But is what I'm talking about when I talk about John's loneliness. Because he's bragging about Kate Meany, he's rubbing it in Chad Zumach's face. And then a delivery guy shows up. And I've enhanced the audio for us to enjoy and dissect.
And I get the ladies way more than you. That's a fact. Jack, oh, baby fatso. What happened when you met the beautiful, talented young woman known as Kate Meany? Oh, did she go with Louis J. Gomez?
Now she's beautiful and talented. 3 weeks ago, she was a whore and a loser and a drug addict. So bad they had to call her mother at 5 o'clock in the morning in Paris and tell her. Now she's beautiful and talented. This guy is a moron. I can't wait till Kate turns on him again and he falls for it.
Instead of you. Yeah.
Again, I've warned John about this before. I would stop giving away details of Louis J. Gomez's love life that he doesn't want out there.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know, like, John's threatened some people before. I feel like the rattlesnake's not someone he wants to deal with.
And he's lucky because Big J wants to talk about this shit.
Right.
John's lucky that Lou is just like, I don't give a shit about the Dabbleverse. I don't want to talk about that. But if John drags him into it, it's not
Yeah.
going to be good.
Yeah.
Louis J. Gomez, great guy. A guy I would not want disliking me or coming after me.
absolutely not.
That would be very bad.
Not the Duke. We were. Ooh, my beer.
The Duke is having his fantasy again. And he acts out the whole thing. He really believes these scenarios.
So he gets out.
Might be the most genuine moment he's ever had on air.
His face lit up just now as he heard his doorbell.
Come está mi amigo?
He goes through the door, you can see what a midget he is.
Okay, let's get in my wallet. No problem, thank you. Come está? Look at his body.
He has to come back into the room he was just in with his wallet. All right, check out this back and forth. Tell me to pause it anytime.
Moving? No, are you from Cuba? No. Oh, from Ireland. Ireland? Yeah.
classic mix-up.
Yeah.
What a
He starts
dummy.
speaking Spanish to him immediately. And he goes, where are you from? Cuba? No, Ireland.
The amount of Cubans I deal with at
This guy knows nothing about everything. He's so freaking stupid. Irish, Cuban.
O'Flaherty's in Boston.
I got a lot of Irish friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, have you been?
3 times.
Nice. Dublin?
Dublin,
Belfast?
Belfast, and
Yeah, what was the second one you said?
So this is hilarious. John's making small talk with this guy because he just needs a friend.
Yeah.
But he goes, are you from Cuba? He goes, well, I'm Irish. He goes, oh, have you been to... I figured he was like from Ireland. The guy's like, yeah, I've been there a few times. It's just an American.
Yeah.
He's just an American delivering his beer to him.
Just a white Irish American that John's like, you must be from Cuba.
If his mom tries to ask him something, Mom, I'm doing a show.
Right.
But he's belaboring this delivery.
Oh, we're only a minute 19 into a 4-minute clip.
And I've said before that John's superpowers is incapable of being embarrassed,
Yep.
but he is incapable of anticipating anything that he needs. You know that you need your fucking ID.
Yep.
I get booze delivered. I've got it on me.
Yep.
And it's a 1-minute transaction if that.
Well, there was that one time when he lost his wallet, and so he told the delivery person they had to bring it back to the store. Yes. It's incredible. It's like it's somewhere in your house.
I know John's like putting on an act for us. He's doing his best to entertain all of us during
Right.
this exchange. But this guy must be thinking, like, what a fucking degenerate. Like, what a
Yes.
loudmouth drunk this guy is.
Oh, yeah.
And he stinks too.
You're going to hear John crack a beer while the guy's still standing there. Of course. He can't wait to get into this thing.
Cork.
Talk?
Cork.
Cork, yeah. Have you touched Blondie Stone?
Kissed it twice.
Kissed it twice. I love it. Love
I'm not an alcoholic. That's a fact, Jack.
They have put it in manually.
it. Yeah, oh my God. Check that Red Bull, will you, while we're waiting?
What's the last name?
Melendez. Half Puerto Rican, half Danish. Have you been to Denmark?
Amsterdam.
Yeah, you get what that's Holland. That's another one.
I wonder.
See the Viking? My mom's Danish, Danish flag.
He's literally showing off his tattoo right now and explaining, see, this is the Viking.
Yeah.
And then here's the Danish flag.
My father's from America. There's the American flag. There's the Viking. There's my kid's birthday, 1570.
And on the tattoos of my kids' birthdays, although I got the dates wrong.
What's your birthday?
It's called 10465.
Those are my kids' birthday. It's great. What's your birthday? Because I need to get this delivery done.
I really thought he was going to invite this guy in, and then in like 6 weeks we'd be like, all right, who's more annoying, Rob, Saul, or Irish Tim?
10-6.